is Audrey Alison, and this is your February 2015 forecast for the month. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for tuning in and for subscribing and sharing and liking and supporting Audrey Alison, Astrology and Tarot. February is a smoother month comparatively to January and definitely compared to March and April. No eclipses in this month. Basically, we're dealing with the Mercury retrograde still, and our usual new and full moons and some Venus transits and Mercury. So let's just start the top of the month. February 3rd, this is where we have our full moon, and this is at 14 degrees Leo. So Aries, Leo for you, another sister and brother fire sign. This is your 5th house of children and romance. Now, full moons bring an ending or a culmination and awareness to the sector that they shine upon. So your relationship with your children might be going through either a distance change for those of you who don't always live with your children. They might be returning to some schooling or returning or going away on overseas travel or travel in general, but something bringing an ending also in the 5th house. If you're in a relationship or you're dating and you're weighing out the pros and cons of this relationship, you might decide to move on from it at that time. Or something could be illuminated that you're not seeing in your romance and come to the table, come to the light of day. So you have to deal with it, which is common because sometimes when we are internally feeling something and we don't take action upon it, larger forces can govern these events and make shifts and changes for us if we are impeded or if we're at a stagnant standstill. So this full moon in your 5th house could take action somewhere or shine some instigating energy, if you know what I mean. You know, just make things seen that you haven't seen so you can deal with things. Also, with this full moon, the 5th house is also creative endeavors, okay? And what you're passionate about. So for those of you starting independent businesses or considering shifting or making changes in the business you're in, your creative endeavors or your entrepreneurship, this might, you might end one endeavor and start a new one at this time, or just keep your options open around the full moon. On the 11th of February, Mercury finally goes direct. Yay! At 1 degree Aquarius in your 11th house. So your friendships and your communications with friends and your social ability. Mercury's my ruling planet, and I'm tongue-tied a little, but your social abilities will be very much smooth speed ahead, and also your goals and wishes with the 11th house can be ignited with Mercury then direct. You've probably had some time to revise and review and analyze and rewrite and go internally when Mercury goes retrograde. But now on the 11th, he's direct. He's not officially clearing his shadow, which is the basic trail of him and to the degree in which he retrograded initially. But to be safe and to not inundate you with a lot of detail, going forward with communications and the signing of contracts can be safe, after Valentine's Day. Let's hold it until at least the 14th, 15th. Now, on the 18th, we have our new moon. And this is at 29 degrees Aquarius again. Now, if 29 degrees, 59 minutes Aquarius. Now, if you remember, last month we had our new moon at 0 degrees Aquarius. So technically, this is a second new moon, even though the energy is predominantly entering Pisces. It's right there. This new moon is right on the cusp, but it's considered Aquarius. And this is, again, activating something in your 11th house. Now, this is interesting because Mercury went direct at 1 degree in that 11th house sector. And with the new moon here in your friendships and your goals and your social skills and your dreams, you could be starting something new or have a new connection around the time of the 18th, around the new moon. And within that 14-day period, if not 24 or 28-day period. But you can be initiating something new with a friend, or the beginning stages of a new goal, or having a new plan for you, Aries. And since you're very action-oriented, you shouldn't sit on this plan too long. You want to take action. You have a lot of drive and determination with you. On the same day we have this new moon, the sun also enters Pisces, where the new moon should be. But I don't want to say even that, because everything is as it should be. So the new moon is Aquarius, energy really shining towards Pisces, but the sun enters Pisces. This is your 12th house. Aries, you're going inward, and your dream life is energized. The 12th house is your quiet inner thoughts, things you're not sharing with others. And it's also your dreams. What are you feeling inside? What are you dreaming about? It's also your own psychic ability, your premonitions, and your intuition, your extrasensory perception. And this is an artistic house too, naturally governed by Neptune. Neptune is very dreamy and brilliant, but also very inspiring and very wise, that planet. So could be a creative inspiration, preferably through song or the arts, because music could be important in the 12th house as well. The sun is shining in this house, so you could have very vivid lucid dreaming at this phase for the full time the sun enters the 12th, which is always the 18th of February, through March 20th, when we enter Aries. Now on the 19th, Mars, your ruling planet, is actually entering Aries, your first house of self. So this is the impetus you need to get things handled. So when your ruling planet enters your first house of Aries, game on. I don't think there's a lot of people that could stop an Aries getting some shit done when it's ruling planet Mars, the planet of action, will, drive, determination, energy, and even feistiness and anger and aggression. But he'll be with you from the 19th of February through the 31st of March. So watch your temper, watch road rage, because with Mars in your first house of self, your expressions and the body can be very heated. You could get flush or find that you're heated or sweating more readily. You know, it's also passion. Mars in the first, you could be feisty, you know, and sexually active, or want to be at least. Maybe you're dreaming a lot about that as well, because, well, it's just the energy of your 12th house being activated, and so much, you know, Mars coming out of your 12th house, because Mars will be conjunct the energy in your 12th. You know, when the sun moves in there, he'll have a day there. Your dreams could be sexual or physical. You might need to be physical. Working out is extremely important when Mars is in your sign, not only to release some of your own energy, but you're going to feel physically able to get more done in the workout regimen. You could even lift more. You know, you could find that your ability to lift weights is stronger, and you're adding more weights on. You're like, oh my God, am I the Hulk all of a sudden? Mars can give you that extra oomph to get the physicality up and running. So following Mars, how romantic, Mars and Venus. On the 20th, Venus is also entering Aries. You've got Mars and Venus entering the first house. You know, Mars will be there through the 31st, but Venus will be there through the 17th. Kind of side by side, you know, both energies, male and female energies, the physicality of Mars and the sensuality of Venus in the first house. Aries, you are looking good. You're on fire. You're not literally, but you feel feisty. And, you know, this might really, for those of you wanting to meet someone, having the balance. Usually people suggest 7th house and 5th house energies in astrology when planets transit through that sector. You have Mars and Venus not necessarily in your 5th or 7th house of romance or relationships. When they're in your 1st house, you can tend to pull in the right balanced energies for relationships, or notice that the partners that you're meeting or people that you're talking to or inspired by, they feel good to you, or there's a nice balance to the energies around you. But you know, you're looking good when Venus is in the 1st, because she's aesthetically smoothing you over, and she's love and money. So you could actually receive extra support of financial, you know, the finance support with Mars conjunct Venus in the 1st house. Venus pouring in the love and money, and Mars stimulating that sector. So that's interesting. We still have Saturn that is retrograde, as well as Jupiter. Saturn in Sagittarius, which is another fire sign for you. So that's your 9th house. And Jupiter, fire sign, retrograde in your 5th house. And Uranus is still stationed with you in Aries. So that's the 5th, 9th, and 1st, that trine. There's not an exact trine happening, but Saturn is strongly involved when Mars and Venus enter Aries. They'll affect Saturn in Sagittarius, and you could find that creative endeavors at this time really take off for you. Or if there's a hobby that you're doing on the side, you might be inspired magically, you know, the trines are very magical energy, to take this forward. Let me pull a few cards for you, Aries, and focus on what's coming up for you 2015. And if you'd like a reading with me, I'm at audreyallison.com and Facebook at Audrey Allison Astrology and Tarot. Okay, well, the Tower. This actually suggests breakthroughs, but breakdowns, breakups, possibly. We'll see what else comes out. Well, 3 of Swords. A lot of you Arians are going through a dismantling of relationship, it seems. Let's see what else. Now you're overcome with passion, and you might have to make some sacrifices soon with the 10 of Wands. I'm sorry, 9 of Wands. Let's see what else. And the final card is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so listen, and it's not reversed, it's upright. Basically, for those of you who are choosing to leave marriages or relationships, please know that your outcome card is very successful with the Wheel of Fortune. Fate, transformation, and change are inevitable. And throughout life, you know, we can't control what happens externally, but we can control our reaction to things. And we also can't put a square into a circle. So if things aren't feeling right, and regardless of communications, you can't really make this relationship right, you can release it, you can sacrifice it. You might be burning with some passions that really don't have anything to do with your personal relationship. You might be yearning for something external, and also want to progress on your any creative endeavors and artistic endeavors. If you sacrifice the relationship, trust, please know that the Wheel of Fortune is on your side, which is obviously a successful outcome. My name is Audrey Allison, Aries. Thank you for joining me. I wish you a beautiful month and a sweet day, and I'll see you next month. Bye.